Well, let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the JSE that seemed to really be undecided in terms of which direction to go today. It was greeted by disappointing economic data from China, where we saw the August retail sales, industrial production and fixed asset investment surprising to the downside. Of course, as I mentioned, the All-Share is struggling for direction today, trading relatively flat. Just 0.04% above that flat line. The Resources 10 complex being the heavy carrier today of gains, up by more than 1%. We are seeing the Industrial 25 there being the carrier of the bulk of those losses, declining almost 0.5%. Financial 15 slumping slightly by 0.06%. Let's take a look at what is happening with the markets in the US. And of course, we are waiting for the central bank decisions, of course, here at home and also in the US before the Reserve Bank comes out with its interest rate decision. This week, the Fed, of course, expected to decrease interest rates there for the first time in a while. The S&P 500, though, declining 0.14%. Tech-heavy Nasdaq carrying the bulk of those losses, down by almost 2/3%. The Dow being the only bourse they're trading in the green with a gain of 0.25%. Let's take a look at what is happening with markets across the Atlantic and in Europe as well. We are expecting some more monetary policy moves. Of course, after we had the European Central Bank cutting interest rates for the second time this year last week, we do have the Bank of England coming in with its latest monetary policy decision. The FTSE 100 being the only bourse in the green, they're up more than 0.1%. The CAC 40 declining more than 0.1%, and the DAX are down about almost 0.33%. Let's take a look at what is happening with the currency scene, and we start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies. Against the dollar at 17 rand 64, against the pound at 23 rand 29, and against the euro at 19 rand 62. So quite a bit of a strength coming through to the local unit today. Let's take a look at how the other currency pairs are doing, starting off with the euro dollar at 1.11. Pound dollar at 1.32, and the yen just below 141 against the US dollar.